In the previous videos, I introduced you to poetry and its elements. Today, you'll learn a common steps people follow to write a poem. In this video will serve as guide as you write your own poem. And at the end, I will also show you a song that I made years ago for Christmas that has some poetic elements. You must remember that when it comes to the creative writing process, may it be poetry, short stories, novels, and more, different authors usually have their own methods to creating their craft. What I will introduce you will just be a basic process so that you can start writing your own poem. For example, Stephen King, an author, writes very fast, while J.R.R. Martin writes slow. They write same form of creative writing, which is novels, but they follow their own unique process to produce that works on them. That's why this video will only serve as a guideline. It's not a rule or law that must be strictly followed to write your own poem. Despite that, this video is still valuable for students and beginners of poetry. Steps in writing a poem. So there are three basic steps in writing a poem: the pre-writing phase, the writing phase, and the polishing phase. And I will talk about each step. Pre-writing phase. In the pre-writing, you can pick your subject, theme, or idea. Basically, you decide what you want to write about. Is it about love, friendship, family, siblings, nature, animals, weather, places, heroes, or life as student, and more? And here are some brainstorming methods you can use to help you in the pre-writing phase. The pre-writing method. In this method, you just write all your thoughts without following any structure. You just write freely, and it's similar to the method called morning pages. Second, you can also make a list such as keywords or phrases that will help you pull ideas from your head. Okay? And you can also use images for inspiration to write a poem about, maybe it's about nature or something else. So with the images, it is just similar to if you are writing about nature, you get yourself immersed in nature. So, and next is look within yourself, your emotions, your pains, and your experiences. You can write poems about them. This is similar to some rappers and musicians who compose songs based from their experience. There's Taylor Swift, there's Bruce Springsteen, Eminem. They come to my mind if I think about it. So what I told you are just brainstorming methods. You can look at them in the internet for more brainstorming methods if these brainstorming methods that I've shared to you isn't enough. Also, in the pre-writing phase, you can decide what poetic form and structure you will write. Is it about a narrative poem? Is it about a lyric poem? Or is it a dramatic poem? Or is it an alternative rhyme scheme? Or is it a haiku? And having the end in mind, it will help you write towards a specific direction. So here's the saying among authors: if you want to become a good writer, read more books. And that's it. Read more poetry. Read a lot of them. Then you can write poems using them as inspiration, as guidelines, or as benchmark. Okay? Then the pre-writing phase. And the writing phase. So after the pre-writing phase is the writing phase. Okay? In the writing phase, just write them and let it out. Start your first sentence. Explore words, rhymes, and count syllables. There's no need for perfectness in the first draft. No, it's for your eyes only, so don't be shy and just write it. Also, remember to apply what you learned in the previous videos, such as imageries, using different senses, and the literary devices. Okay, remember to apply diction and syntax, and don't forget to consider the elements of poetry as well. Next is the polishing phase. The definition of polish is to make smooth and shiny, to refine and remove its flaws, and to improve it That's what you do in this space. In this space, try to read your poem out loud. Remember that you should write your poem for the air also, as poetry has similarities with song lyrics. So next, decide if you will still continue with the poetic form that you choose initially. If yes, then identify the characteristics of the poetic form and polish the draft to achieve the characteristics of the chosen poetic form. If no, just pick another form or structure and improve the draft towards the chosen form. Also, you may look at a dictionary or a thesaurus or search in Google for synonyms. So the purpose of this is for diction. You want to choose the right words to convey what you want to convey and produce the tone you want to produce. And if English is your second language, it's an important part of the process. Also, you can look at rhyme zones and other similar sites or mobile apps to search for rhyming words. Also, get feedback from others, family, friends, acquaintances, experts, if you are close to one, and more. And you can revise the poem along the way. Again, these steps are just guidelines. You don't have to follow them strictly in a particular order. For example, when I write my poem in the past, some activities in polishing pace, I apply them during the writing pace, such as looking at words that rhymes. Okay, and in another video, I will follow the steps that I told you here and write a poem so that you can see how I do it. But before you go, let me share with you a simple song that I've written years ago. I hear the bells are ringing, I hear the children sing, I grab the cold